Into the stream.
Oh,
How about now? We're using new software tonight, so
I don't think we're live yet. Oh,
we decided to do this last minute. Oh yeah, now we're live. Okay. It's a little more delayed than YouTube is. Go ahead, take it away, Greg.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
Today we're trying out new software, streaming, where we can have other people join in and like be able to see them. That'd be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Mike Myers in the house, Wolfie's in the house.
And we're drinking bourbon. All right, let me kill this stream so that we're not getting
maybe,
audio.
You know what though? Can you just turn your volume all the way down, but keep it up
can't.
just in case?
That's a weird thing on the app. You can't like.
It's an iPhone thing. Bitch ass iPhones.
Oh, wait, it worked finally.
Okay, so Greg's going to keep, just because we're trying out new software tonight, he's going to keep our live stream up on his phone just to be able to check back to it to make sure we know how it looks, because it looks different on the computer here. So, JT, what's up? JT's in the house.
JT.
So, is there a, like Wolf E's comment, his first comment when I mentioned we were trying this, hopefully it works. Like, is his comment tagged on there? Like in the bottom corner?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so how do I do that? Like put ones there and then...
I have no idea.
Oh, there we go. I just select it.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you just hit show? Oh, so show means show it publicly. So you can show it. So look, here, let me say...
Oh, gotcha. Okay. This is going to be the worst intro for people who are watching this back.
Yeah.
Feel free to fast forward to a couple minutes in. I think you can probably all tell what we're doing here. By these massive bottles of whiskey. You probably can't even see what those are. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little battle of the basics. We've actually talked about doing a regular video of this, but we thought it'd be kind of fun to, you know, he's texting with people now.
No, I'm commenting, and I'm curious how long it takes.
He's on Tinder. Oh yeah, he's testing the delay to see like
we're seeing how long it is
before a comment comes in, because it does seem like it's much more delayed.
Yeah, StreamYard adds like an additional 20 seconds. So when you type something in, it's like 20-second delay. And I just said hi.
So. Okay, cool. Your bag's in the frame.
My bag is in the frame, so
never mind. Anyway, so we're doing a little battle of the basics. We've got the basic Jim Beam White Label, the basic Jack Daniel's Old No. 7, and the basic Evan Williams Black Label.
You know, Ben, you texted me and said we're going to do these baby bottles.
Yeah.
And I thought, I've got a few baby bottles. We don't necessarily have to open them all.
Okay.
But I brought a few over.
Is it going to work with the theme of our video that I put in the title and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. First of all, I'm also rocking a portable Glencairn case.
That's awesome. Where did you get that?
Well, it's just a Pelican case.
Oh.
But check this out. I realize this is going to make for some riveting.
Okay. I'm riveted. Oh, wow. Those little baby Glens.
Baby Glencairns. Can we have a regular Glencairn just to like...
Oh, yeah. Mine's clearly bigger than yours.
I knew it was going to happen.
You walked right into that, and you could not have made that easier.
I knew that joke was going to appear.
Hey, story time is in here. That's awesome. Happy holidays. Hey, happy holidays to you.
All right. And then now...
I see 3 tiny bottles I've never had neat. Well, most people probably haven't, I would imagine. They're not really known for being neat. Oh, what do we have here?
We don't have to open all these.
And you do have a lot of the basic stuff.
Yeah. Check this out.
Ooh, a little tiny baby Willet pot still. Well, so here's the thing. If you had the regular, like the beige label 4 Roses.
Yeah, I know.
That would work, because these are all 80 to 86 proof.
Yep.
Well, let me explain my thought process behind this.
Okay.
So
I'm going to jump out of the chat since I think it's working.
I think it's working fine. I think we're good. So the reason I wanted to do these 3 particular bottles is because they're kind of they're the 3 most popular, basically, bourbons and Tennessee whiskey that are available at any bar that's like your basic, you're going to get a whiskey Coke, or you're going to get a whatever it is, These 3, they're going to have one of those 3. Anywhere you go that has booze is going to have one of these 3.
And if not, you need to complain.
Yeah. And so the other thing is that a lot of people, I'm going to move these out of the way.
Yep.
Just for right now. We're not going to include that, right? Because it's 90.
It's whatever.
This is going to crush all 3 of those.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, we'll save this one for the end.
Okay.
Maker's Mark is another one they're always probably going to have. But
yeah,
the other thing is that these are, obviously the basic entry level of these 3 different models of whiskey, if you will.
Mhm.
And so we kind of wanted to pit them against each other. And we're not going to do them blind. We're just going to taste them and give our honest opinion.
You know, the truth of the matter is, a lot of these entry-level type whiskeys we've never actually had. I don't know if I've ever had the white label Jim Beam.
Just neat.
Well, like ever. Maybe, I don't even think I've had a Beam and Coke or whatever. I don't think so. Jack, I've had a time or two, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then I think we made reference to it recently and did a review.
We've done Evan Williams flights before.
Yeah, well, no, but the basic Jack, old number 7.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But then Evan Williams, we've had this one. This is the 86 Purple, right?
Yep.
So yeah, that one we actually have, and it's actually decent.
And for just a non-whiskey enthusiast, you know, just people who just like to have a Jack and Coke or whatever, these are the 3 that they're probably going to be picking from.
Totally.
So let's get started here.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to just, you know, get a little basic. 99 Perspectives is in the house again. She says, hello, fellas.
Hello, hello. So 99 Perspectives. I guess we're going to the right.
Yeah, so
you'll notice
let's go white label on the right and then Jack Daniels in the middle.
So we're doing a StreamYard hosting this video. So let us know if you can like do a screenshot to let us know what it looks like. It may not look any different because we don't have more than one guest. Yeah, but I wasn't really looking. But we also have the ability
You weren't really looking at...
I didn't look at the framing.
Okay.
But we can also put your comment publicly so other people see it. Although it's weird because everyone can see it in the chat.
Yeah.
But we can kind of highlight it and like put it up there.
R-Dub says, good evening, fellas. Is R-Dub new to the chat? Have we had an R-Dub in here before? Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. So, well, I am just riveted because we're drinking hardcore.
So am I killing these bottles?
Go ahead.
Is that the practice?
Yeah, I think this is going to be plenty for the tasting
It looks massive. I honestly don't know the frame of reference to.
I'm not going to be able to keep this clean. There's just no way. It's just not going to be possible.
It's not how big it is. It's how you use it.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that, Greg. What else do we have? Leah says, interesting. Hopefully it wasn't about that last comment. Okay, so 80 proof on the Jim Beam, 80 proof on the Jack Daniels, 86 proof on the Evan Williams. Considerable price difference from the Jim Beam and Jack Daniels.
246 proof
will be the Benny Walker special, yes. Evan Williams has a considerable price difference in the other 2.
Seriously?
I believe, yeah. Because I think that one for like a 750 is like $15 or something ridiculous. Where these I think are in the 20s maybe.
Really?
Or maybe it's liters. You know what? I'm going to look that up actually. Let's look up the price. I'm just going to hop on Total Wine real quick.
If you're on the internet and located in the United States, I'm curious what your thoughts. Like I really would have guessed this is the lowest price, the white label Jim Beam. Jack Daniels varies in price a little bit based on its popularity in the region, and same with Evan Williams. Like I was thinking, like $13 for.
Oh, maybe not. Okay, so the Jim Beam 750 is $15.99, and for a home wrecker 175 is $23.99.
Seems
Let's see, Jack Daniels.
Just the basic old number 7.
Basic old number 7. God, they keep pushing all their stupid other products. Oh, come on. Can I get a freaking price on this?
Yeah, no kidding.
There we go. So for the 750 of Jack Daniels, $21.99 as opposed to the $15.99.
That surprises
And
me.
I don't see a home. Oh, yeah. The home wrecker of Jack Daniels is $34.99.
Wow.
All right. Now let's check out Evan Williams.
They may not be the cheapest price for that one.
I don't know. Jack seems to run a little more expensive than the other 2.
Huh.
So, interesting. So, Evan Williams for the 750 is $12.99. For a home wrecker, $18.49 for a 175. So, this is the cheapest of them all.
And it's the highest proof.
The highest proof, yeah.
And it's my favorite, even though I haven't had any of them yet. It's also the darkest and like the most like amber, like rich, like color-wise. I mean, this one comes across as very canary yellow.
Right.
And hopefully it doesn't taste like a canary.
I'm going to get snibs. R-Dub says first time commenting, long time viewer. Well, that's awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah. We do these live streams almost weekly, maybe 2 a month.
Yeah, we try. Does it say how many people? Oh, yeah, there's, okay. Let's see how many people are in the chat.
Okay.
I'll tell you right off the bat. If we're going just on nose, it's best, second, last for me. Which I kind of assumed. You and I are Evan Williams products fans anyway.
Definitely Heaven Hill. Although, I always think that because Elijah Craig is amazing.
Yeah.
But
we like Heaven Hill.
Larceny is the outlier. I think we've had mixed results with Larceny.
I like Larceny.
But we've had a couple of opportunities where they were mediocre. So I think we should try some more Larceny because
I don't know if I recall this, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, they're barrel proofs.
Did it happen on the World Wide Web?
It did.
Okay.
Like we did the regular Larceny and the Larceny barrel proof, and we were very underwhelmed by the.
Oh yeah, I remember that first barrel proof. It was kind of weird,
Yeah.
And I think that was because we drank the regular one first. But let's get into the tasting because we're going to do some other stuff here too, right?
We are.
Well, we're going to talk about these three, but we can sample these as well. And
Sure.
So okay. Cheers, Jim Beam White Label down the hatch. Very standard on the nose.
Vanilla forward. Decent burn. I mean, for only an 80 proofer, it's not subtle.
There's nothing offensive about it. It's
No,
just very plain and 80 proof.
But so we did a review a while back of a whole bunch of like mini bottles, coincidentally, from Total Wine.
Yep.
Some were very inexpensive, and some of them were quite honestly bad. Like,
oh yeah,
they need to apologize for the juice that's in those bottles.
I'm even going to keep it fair for the 80 proofers here, and I'm going to do a little water between.
Okay. But
just keeping it honest here.
Yeah, but I mean, this is perfectly good. Like, totally get why you would mix it with Coke or something like that, but it's fine if this is your style.
All right, I'm moving on to the Jack Daniels, old number 7,
Captain Jack.
Oh, that one's like caramel bread pudding.
Ooh, that's a good
caramel
call.
and bread pudding. I get like a bready note.
It's got a nice density. Whoa, a really slow building burn.
I know some people hate this and some people love this.
It has a quality that is kind of aggressive, and it's not spice. Although there's the spice on it, but there's this one flavor that's kind of hits you in the middle that I could see being off-putting for some people. I tend to like it. But there is something unique about Jack.
Yeah.
That it has a flavor that is out there compared to your normal
A lot of people
bourbon.
get the banana. I don't really get that on Jack products. I get it on the Old Forester a little bit on the Woodford, also Brown Forman products. All right, let's move into the Evan Williams here. So here's the thing. I would imagine everybody watching this is probably bourbon enthusiasts if they're watching a bourbon channel. So this,
or they will be.
Maybe not for everybody here, but this is what I always wonder about these three in particular. Like when I'm in the aisle at the bourbon store, I'm usually there for 30 minutes because I can't make up my mind on what to buy next.
Tobacco.
So I see people
getting tobacco.
Really?
Yeah.
So I see people coming, back and forth, and a lot of people are grabbing one of these three, and they're probably just as a mixer. And so sometimes I typically tend to lean towards, man, if I was doing that, I'd go Evan Williams every time, because in my experience, I've liked Evan Williams better, I think.
Sure.
But I haven't compared them directly next to each other.
Well, we have now.
And it's the cheapest. I haven't had the Evan Williams yet.
Oh.
So let's go for it here.
Hit show, but then get ready to hit hide because it could be inappropriate.
JT can confirm Ben is there for 30 minutes. Yes, he can. That's absolutely true, JT.
Thrown under the bus.
See, this one's got it's a little nutty. Evan Williams are always nutty to me. A little salted peanut shell,
but a nice. I don't know if I really think Evan Williams has the best nose, but it's definitely the best initial flavors with the sweetness from the marshmallow.
I've never seen a picture of him before. I don't know what his nose is like. That was a total Greg joke.
That wasn't even a good joke at all.
Yeah, exactly. It was a great joke. Nailed it.
But then it finishes with milk chocolate. Even at 86 proof, and it's got to be is it a single?
I have readers.
Straight bourbon whiskey.
Here, you see it.
Straight bourbon whiskey, I think that says.
86 proof Kentucky straight bourbon. God, they can read all the fine print. My dad got me these for Christmas. These things are bangers.
You should wear those all the time. I think they serve you well.
He actually does. He walks around with them and forgets that the lights are on.
Mm.
And then he's got a stocking hat that has lights on it too. And then so he'll walk like out to his shed at night and go past his security camera. And then later he's watching the footage. He's like, what the hell is that? Looks like an alien walking by because it's all lit up. And anyway, hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. I think so far the Evan Williams has it. I think this is kind of going in the same order as the nose.
Okay.
So I would say, I mean, if you're just a casual whiskey drinker and you're just looking for something for a whiskey Coke, but here's the thing though. What, did I step on something that?
I thought you had several words in a row from a song, and I thought you were going to keep going with that song.
What was it?
Looking for Love.
Oh. I said looking for.
Well, several.
I've been meaning to ask you, is several like I think that's a regional thing. Because like in my experience, like a couple means 2, a few means like 4, and several means like 7 or 8. Is that just a me thing or just like how I grew up? Because for you, I think several means like 1 or 2 or 2 or 3, just more than 1, right? Totally getting off topic here, but
he's
honestly, not originally from Minnesota, and Minnesota's kind of known for having its own dialect.
Well, yeah, I think every region has its own dialect. I've never thought about it, honestly. I put exactly 0% of my thinking effort into what the etymology of several is.
Yeah.
Let's ask the internet.
What does several mean?
What is several?
If you had to put a number to it.
If you were going to conduct some snivs and you did several snivs, would it be 1 or 2, 3 or 7, 14 or 31? You let us know in the comments. The home wrecker. Yeah, that's also a regional thing that I'm uncomfortable. Well, I'm not that I'm uncomfortable. It's just not natural for me.
Right.
The 175 is just 175. That's what I would think of it as.
So getting back to the whiskey, the Jim Beam being the weakest, I wonder.
What's your weakest?
Like weakest in flavor. Like it's the smoothest. So what I'm asking is like if any of you drink like Jack and Cokes or just kind of like whatever your whiskey drink is, like an old fashioned, if you're gonna drink an old fashioned, you want a stronger bourbon, like stronger in flavor. You don't want something too weak for an old fashioned.
I tend to get rid of bad bourbons in my old fashioned.
Yeah, but they're not as good.
They're not.
But by the way, you were right that Dickel bourbon 8-year, I did make an old fashioned out of that. You'd said you thought it would make a good old fashioned. It does.
Because it needed some sweetness.
Yep.
It's good. It was just a little bit dry.
So anyway, I wonder if you're a person who just likes to drink like a Jack and Coke or something like that, maybe you're not looking for the extra whiskey flavor. Because out of these, the Evan Williams has the most flavor. But you may be looking for the smoothest, and least flavorful whiskey for something like that. Now, I make a drink in the summertime called a cherry bourbon smash. And for that one, I probably would use a weaker bourbon. Like I use that drink to get rid of trash bourbons because you can't taste the bourbon at all. So, I mean, there's definitely a place for all of these, but man, for this one being as cheap as it is compared to the other two, I think Evan Williams all day, Now, all of these have really good product lines.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Really good.
Just don't know where that's going.
Really good exploding
wings.
Wolf E says a few. So like a several would mean a few. Like several would be a few. So then what does a few mean? For the love of God, what does it mean? I don't know. Let's go for the Benny Walker special here.
Oh.
This is going to be the most amazing blend of whiskey ever created. Speaking of amazing blends of whiskey, we do have tomorrow's video.
Tomorrow's video coming out is pretty freaking amazing.
It's freaking amazing. So our Patreon viewers get to see that a day early. That will be posted to Patreon, or if you can do it now.
I can't. It'll be when I get home.
Okay. So we almost were late for this live stream because the video for tomorrow was uploading and it took like an hour and a half. So normally we would have that video posted already, but as soon as we're done with this live stream, Greg's going to go home, hop on there and post it. So tonight you'll be able to see it. Yep. Should we say what it is? Just to
totally.
The people. So we did a flight of Weller with special guest by Van Winkle, Lot B, the Family Reserve Lot B. And it was a lot of fun. So we had Weller Special Reserve, Weller 12, Then we had the Lot B, Van
Mhm.
Winkle, and then we had Antique
107.
107 and Weller Foolproof. And so Greg got a little wild with the pours last night.
Yeah, it was. They were kind of like I was
They
trying
were
to
like
make them all the
almost
same.
1 ounce pours in
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah,
So we had like 5 ounces of bourbon last night on that review.
It
when
was
we
a
filmed
little
it.
more. It was a much.
Yeah.
I actually went home with half of my blend, took it home in it, and saved it for
for a little later that night.
a little later
Yeah.
that night.
So anyway, but then we did the Benny Walker special at the end. So we blended all 5 of those together.
Basically, we made Happy 38.
Yeah, something like that. It was pretty interesting. So check that out if you fancy. Let's check out the Wolf E says several. He's just toying with us. All right. Let's see. R-Dub, tasting along with you guys at home. My vote, Evan Williams, JD, JB. Yeah, absolutely. Me too. What do you think?
Really,
How would you like?
I genuinely like this. Now I acknowledge. I think maybe it's overpriced if it really costs the most. Or these two are kind of.
You just love 80 proof stuff from Jim Beam, don't you? Between
Oh.
Basil Hayden and this.
I tend to agree that 80 proof is a nice proof point. It's easy to drink, and I don't say that as an insult. I think that has a place.
Yeah,
And so
it's just not
actually,
for me.
Yeah,
I don't
really,
think it's for you usually.
At times it is though. Like I definitely think at times it's like I want to stick to something 80 proof. You know.
Yeah, I suppose if I had like the flu or something
No,
like that,
no,
but
because okay, so I don't like to drink bourbon when I'm eating food typically.
I don't usually either.
But I think maybe if I was going to, it could be a lighter proof, easier drinking.
Yeah,
type
I will
whiskey.
say this. I have noticed pairing food with bourbon,
Mhm.
a lot of times, if you eat something before, regardless of what it is, it tends to make the bourbon taste more bold. It brings out more in it. So a lower proof, maybe a weaker bourbon, can be kind of brought back to life by pairing it with food. I have done that before.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's interesting. That works. All right. Wolfie says 3 to 7. That's pretty vague. But I mean, yeah, I get it. So I would say maybe a few goes up to 4, and then maybe from 4 to like 8 would be several.
A few.
Maybe I just associate like, I don't know,
A few good men.
few with 4 because I don't know. They sound close. They start with the letter F. I don't know. I don't know where I'm
wonder if
going
there's
with that.
anything else that starts with the letter F that is appropriate right now.
Mike Myers says several is 3-ish, but not more than 7. More than 7 is a lot. Okay. And Mike's from Minnesota.
You know, Mike, I feel like it'd be a bunch.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Yeah, we see you, Wolfie. Oh, Dr. Robert's in the house. What's up, Dr. Robert?
So what's he saying?
Dr. Robert says few, 4 or 5, several, 6 to 12. 12 and over is a boatload. I am with Dr. Robert on this. Also, is
You had
Dr.
the
Robert, are you
opportunity-
from Minnesota?
You had the opportunity to play the bushel card and you didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of cards, why don't you bring your cards in?
Oh, yeah. Check this out. This is another thing I thought we could do. Oh, you know what? I do want to give my public service announcement on sponges and Glencairns. I did bring that down here because I do
totally.
think this is pretty interesting. Please hold. So I don't know if any of you saw.
Yeah, you did a short on this, but it
Yeah.
happened twice, so it can't be a coincidence.
Yeah, if you saw the short on this, but my Glencairn, after our live stream one night, the freaking top of it came off. You see that? It's the top of the Glencairn. Perfectly like cut off.
That's some aggressive sponging, if,
And this
if
is
you're
after
asking
we
me.
were drinking out of it. So I narrowed it down to what I had done. And I mentioned in the short that it couldn't possibly be this, but then it happened to another one that I had done this with. So my dishwasher created kind of a line of like, you know, the dishwasher spots. And it just, no matter what I scrubbed it with, it couldn't come out. And so I took the sponge and I kind of bent it over the top and, you know, went like that.
For 38 minutes?
No, just a few times around and it freaking cut glass. So yeah, do not use the abrasive side of one of these sponges on your Glencairns because you'll cut the top off. I mean, look at that. It's a clean cut. So yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Crazy.
We're getting a lot of comments on this several thing.
Yeah, so obviously we hit a chord. You know, is a chord a few or is it
Husker Egg Pilot. I think you're new to the chat too, or at least new to commenting. Let's see, more than 7 is a bunch. Okay, I think we're going to get several different versions.
If somebody doesn't say over 38 is a handful, then you're totally missing out.
Over 38 is a handful. You think 5 would be a handful? 38 is a handful. Where am I missing this from? Let's see. Over 12. Gordon Murphy says over 12 is 2 drinks. Nice. Gordon Murphy, are you new to the chat as well? We've seen some new names in here tonight. Mike Meyer says, I think few equals several, pretty much the same. Both means 3-ish. I had no idea.
So Gordon, what's
Gordon Murphy says, obviously you guys are not from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty much I was born in Pennsylvania, but lifelong Minnesota. Greg's been all over the place, but grew up in California.
Grew up in California for the most part. My wife is from Minnesota, so we moved back here 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm a transplant.
I have not tried this blend yet, and then we'll get to the cards here.
It tastes blendy, which is one of the lesser known superheroes, if I'm honest.
Oh, it tastes horrible.
Yeah, it's a mix of things that shouldn't be mixed.
It doesn't smell like anything. It almost smells like it's like 60 proof now for some reason.
It does.
And What'd you say this was? 240 proof? All 3 of them?
246.
Gordon Murphy says he's new tonight. Well, awesome, man. Thanks for jumping in the live chat here.
Happy birthday.
What? You'll have to. Are you new to our videos or our channel or just to the live stream?
Or to the planet.
Because if you're new to the channel, he's always like this. Okay, yeah, that's garbage.
No, it's fine. It's nothing special.
You know what? It almost became a little sour.
A little bit of like apple soury.
Yeah, that's like the 3 of them, like
caramel and apple, brown sugar, but super light.
We crossed the streams.
Yeah,
it's like, don't cross the streams.
They just don't work together.
New to commenting, been watching and following for quite a while. Keep it up, fellas. Well, hey, thanks, man. Husker Egg Pilot.
Ag Pilot.
I think that's what it says. AGPILOT. Maybe he's a crop duster.
Crop duster?
Yeah, could be.
Wow.
Mike Meyer, you guys are drinking the and Coke lineup. Yeah, that's exactly what this is, for sure.
So you got to bring in some of the other stuff that's not and Coke.
Yeah, should we drink something else? Because I don't want to finish that.
Finish it. Isn't that like Street Fighter, which I don't know if I've ever played?
Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
Finish him.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
It was almost a good reference. I mean, it was a good reference, but you almost nailed it. Okay, let's get these all out of here. So, in conclusion, always go with the Evan Williams.
I think Evan Williams.
You just can't go wrong if you want a basic cheap bourbon for a mixer. Here's what I would say: if I'm out with somebody, go meet up with somebody in the fish house or something like that. Me and my buddies go ice fishing once a year for like an outing. Say I get there,
would that be a few buddies or various buddies?
A couple.
Oh, a couple.
So if I get to a place, my friends are hanging out, they're drinking whiskey and Cokes, and they've got Evan Williams, I wouldn't have a problem just having a pour of this neat.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have a problem having a pour of these neat, but I would definitely, I would enjoy this one.
Sure.
So, in conclusion to that.
All right. I'll have a whiskey Coke. Hold the Coke.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
Pick a card.
Oh, hey, check it out. Aaron Bray is in the house.
Aaron the Bray. Aaron, so for viewers, thank you for watching.
Believe in the Lord Jesus Christ says, pour me a shot of Grey Goose. Let's change this to the vodka note.
No, so speaking of vodka, we had a vodka company reach out to us and ask us to carry their line and sell their merch. And it
wasn't carry their line and sell their merch.
peddle their wares. How's that?
Yeah, peddle their wares. That sounds dirty.
No, it's a phrase.
You peddling anybody's wares on the internet. There's plenty of people peddling each other's wares on the internet.
Anyway, but Aaron Bray used to own this house.
Yeah, Aaron Bray used to live here. I bought this house from him and moved in, and now look at us now.
Yeah, look at us now.
So he says, "Hi, Gregors." Oh, yeah. Husker is a crop duster. That's cool.
Husker is a crop duster.
Husker, crop duster.
I genuinely think that should be your alternative album.
Yeah, that's awesome. Husker crop duster. That does kind of sound like a band name. You can take that if you want. Just credit us in the lyrics or the liner notes. Gordon Murphy says, it's a running Wisconsin joke. Never let the wife... Sorry, there's a light shining on the screen. Never let the wife know you had more than 2 drinks. I have watched you 2 for a bit. How many is that? But I rarely comment. Awesome. Well, hey, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
For a bit. How long is that? Maybe
Three severals.
Yeah,
And a
three
couple.
severals. Three severals and a couple. So check this out. For Christmas, I got this game called Bourbon Trek. Thank you, Danny and Preston. And it says, distill your knowledge, a journey of facts and lore, an intriguing bourbon trivia game.
Okay.
So there's actually like a way you play this game where you like earn barrels and then you can take barrels from, but we're just going to look at a couple of these trivia cards.
So
you guys
in
can,
summary, a game.
right, but it's not just trivia for the sake of trivia. So there's 2 stacks of cards this big. So I figure we can look at a few of them.
Sure.
And then the game will still be available, because I think what we should do is have a couple other channels on in the live stream.
That would be awesome.
We'll do trivia for them and see which channel wins, and maybe throw a prize out there.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go first. I'm going to get you a trivia question right now.
Okay, so before we do that,
Yeah. Can we get something besides trash?
so grab a bottle. Don't do the pot still one, just
Because it's also trash.
Well, no, we actually.
I think we
it.
surprisingly, that one.
But I don't want to open the little bottle of it.
Okay.
That
one was surprisingly not as offensive as we thought it was going to be, because I don't like Willet products in general.
Yeah, exactly. But everything else, I think I'm okay with opening. We just did Maker's Mark, so let's not do that one. But like,
how about some Four Roses small batch? I don't think we've had this. Or do you want to do the larceny, since you just talked about that? Like,
well, let's try it. Okay. That's a
let's
good
have
one.
some larceny.
All right. Is this water somewhat recent or?
Yeah, I just brought that down.
Okay.
All right. Oh, I know the answer to this one without even looking. You probably will too.
I'm not very good at this.
If you don't, I'm going to be highly disappointed.
That's okay. Again.
Okay, which brand? Put your answer to this in the comments. We should actually we'll give you a minute or two to come up with an answer, and for other people to comment the answer. Aaron says, cheers. Cheers, Aaron.
Cheers, Aaron.
It says, which brand gained a marketing advantage when it was endorsed by the Rat Pack in the 1950s and 60s? Do you know it? It's multiple choice.
Well, I do know that Frank Sinatra was part of the Rat Pack, and I know Frank Sinatra is associated with a particular brand of whiskey.
Okay. Before you say it,
I would guess that brand.
Okay.
But I don't.
So
I've never heard.
The choices are Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Old Forester, or Bullet.
They did like guns.
Yes. See if anybody. This is also which larceny? This is just the regular 92 proof.
Yep, this is larceny.
Again, if you weren't here at the beginning of this, there is a delay. It seems a little more of a delay than on the YouTube app. We're streaming through StreamYard tonight for the first time. All right, we got 2 answers in here that I think were your answer.
I think a few people will probably get this right. Oh, that was a callback. Come on.
A few of the people will probably get this right.
A few. Or several.
Several people. I should have noticed that it sounded weird when you said a few instead of several. Okay, yes, you are right. It's Jack Daniels. Okay.
So I honestly had never heard the association with the entire Rat Pack, but Frank Sinatra was known for being a...
Yeah, well, they have the Sinatra Select.
They do, but he was famous for being a big fan of the JD.
It just sounds like there was something dirty to be made out of that. He's a fan of the JD. Frank Sinatra and his JD. Okay, before let's answer me. Ask me a question.
Oh, ask you a
Riddle
question.
me this.
Pop culture.
Oh God, this is gonna be terrible.
This brand of bourbon was featured in the 2000. Oh, I already know what the answer to this one is. I haven't even read half of it.
Okay.
And so do you. This brand of bourbon was featured in the 2017 movie Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
Okay, I know it, Ben.
But let me read the choices for the audience.
Okay, hang on a second. Never mind. You know I know this.
We've made reference to it before. So choices are A, Pappy Van Winkle, B, Brown Sugar Bourbon, C, Jim Beam, or D, Old Yeller. Forester. Old Forester.
There you go. That larceny is not bad. You should get these for $23. That's good.
You mean the full size?
The
bottle.
regular one, yeah.
These are like $1.99.
Yeah, that would be like I know of certain liquor stores that would probably sell that for $23.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
I'm not going to look at the chat because are there answers coming in?
Well, Dr. Robert said JD, and that wasn't even a choice.
For real?
I think he was the previous
Yeah, that was the previous one. Yeah, I saw his comment before. So don't say what it is, though, because I got to flex my skills here.
Okay, so Mike Myers made a guess, a reasonably good guess, I think. And then Wolf E made a guess with more specific information.
Okay.
And then I can't read the next one because it's being, which larceny?
No. Oh, that was the one that's up on the thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to throw the answer out here.
Okay.
In particular, bam, Old Forester Statesman.
And that's what Wolfie said.
Okay, so he had the actual...
Well, he said Forester.
Forester Statesman.
No, that's totally wrong. Alec Trebek would make fun of you and kick you off the stage with that kind of mistake there. But
hang on, can we accept that answer?
No.
Wish I could have like a dinging sound effect. No. I think we give it to him. All right. Let's get one. All right, get this out of here.
Okay.
But this is the actual one. Old Forester Statesman is made from that movie.
Speaking of Old Forester,
let's do a couple more of these. I think this would be fun to get a couple other channels on here.
Oh, I totally agree.
And then they can just like we'll answer a question. They raise their hand. Whoever or shouts their name first, they get a shot at it. We keep score.
Can we call it Bourbon Trivia Night?
Sure.
Or
Bourbon Trivia Night in America?
No.
We'll have to wear suits like game show hosts. Get one of those Bob Barker microphones, like the thin ones with the little nub on the end. Did you ever watch Price is Right?
I'm familiar with.
Did you never stay homesick from school when you were a kid?
I always thought it was like, other than that one really big wheel that people spun.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that was Price is Right.
Yeah. All right.
$2.84. It's a car.
I'm not a fast typer, Wolfie says. Okay. This I don't know because this is a particular movie.
Just read the...
What is the brand that Paul Newman's character drinks in the 1961 movie The Hustler? Old Crow, Michter's, JTS Brown, or Old Tub? I have a guess. I'm not going to say it, but I'm just going to.
I think it's Crow.
Let's see.
It could be Michter's, but I don't think, I think it was before Michter's even was a thing. I think it's Old Crow.
Michter's has been a thing since before 1961, I'm sure.
No, like Michter's is like a conjunction?
Conglomerate?
No, the two words. And it's like the guy that started Michter's, like it's the blending of his two kids' names or something like that. It's not that old. I mean, it's not brand new. It's been around for a couple of decades, I think.
Okay.
It may be longer, but...
Do we have any...
yeah, like...
Any guesses? I'm going to repeat the question.
Yeah.
What is the brand that Paul Newman's character drinks in the 1961 movie The Hustler? Old Crow, Michter's, JTS Brown, or Old Tub?
So I think I saw The Hustler, but I have absolutely no memory of any like specific whiskey type part of it.
Do you find yourself, and you guys can comment on this as well?
1961. Like
a while ago.
I mean, I don't remember him being like 12 years old in that movie either, is the thing. But that's 60 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got some guesses coming in.
I thought Old Tub was newer. I know that there's the new Old Tub, which I absolutely love.
Right, but that used to be distillery only.
Yeah, Old Tub was a different thing a while back.
So you said Old Crow.
I think Old Crow.
My guess was also Old Crow.
Okay. So
I'm going to come up with if you haven't put in a guess yet, I'm going to come up with an answer here in a second. Wolfie says, I'm with Greg. Old Crow. I like that you can show comments. This is so cool.
This is cool. We can't show more than one at a time, though.
Old Tub. The Two Rivers. Oh, that's a new handle in the chat. I don't think we've had the Two Rivers in. Welcome. We've been asking new people that are in the chat tonight, like, are you new to the channel or new to the chat? Or
Two Rivers.
And so Two Rivers says Old Crow. Mike Meyer says Old Crow is
I was
old,
totally
so I'll go with
guessing.
that. Honestly, Mike, that's the reason I said Old Crow as well. So the answer is nobody got it. It's JTS Brown.
Really?
Yeah. Which is, I believe, a Heaven Hill product.
Wasn't he a running back for the Pittsburgh Penguins or something like that?
Yes, for the Pittsburgh Penguins, running back. Sports.
He was a championship footballer.
Yes. All right. Hit me with with some trivia
I get
here.
to trivia-ize. Pop culture. What did John Belushi say to...
Is that really what this
it says, what did John Belushi's character, Bluto, chug in the movie Animal House? I didn't know that was his name. In the...
Jack Daniels. Oh, I should have let everybody else guess.
Old Granddad is A. B is Southern Comfort. We've not had any references to Southern Comfort yet, which I've never had in my life. C, Jim Beam. D, Jack freaking
Jacques Danier.
Danier.
Is JTS Brown available in Minnesota? No, to the best of my knowledge, it is not available. I've never seen it.
I saw it in that lottery thing that I went to a couple weeks ago, but I've never seen it other than that.
Gordon Murphy says Jack Daniels as well. I suppose I can guess because I may not be right, so other people can guess along with me. Yeah. So we can say what our guess is.
Unless you know.
I mean, because I remember there's a poster of him chugging it with a shirt that says college on it. I haven't seen the movie in probably
3 months.
No, it's been over 20 years. I don't think I've watched that since I was like 21 years old.
I don't know if I've seen the entire thing. I've certainly seen plenty of clips, but I don't know if I've seen
a lot of stuff in that movie you could definitely not do today, and maybe shouldn't.
That's probably for the best.
All right, we don't have any other guesses so far.
Yeah, it's the good old Jack.
All right, let's do another one of these for you.
Wait a minute, was Frank Sinatra in that movie?
Yeah. Pop culture. Should I have like shuffled these?
I don't. Well,
yeah. Oh, because these are all pop culture.
Oh wait, no, one was Brown.
I know, but I think the further you get into the deck, like
history.
I think they're all. Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. Like I think they're. I just opened this and I didn't shuffle them.
Well, that's okay. Well,
let's stick with pop culture,
and then maybe at some point we'll jump to history or look like another section.
Which classic bourbon cocktail? There's probably going to be somebody in the chat that knows this because this is a very popular show.
Can you kill that because I want to try an experiment?
Okay, I'll ask you the question. I'll kill it. Which classic bourbon cocktail was frequently consumed in the series Mad Men? Have you seen that series?
I've seen episode 1, and I never saw another episode.
I have not seen it. Highball, Old Fashioned, Belvedere, whatever, or Manhattan.
I would have guessed Cosmopolitan, but I'm guessing
Cosmopolitan.
Yeah, like I feel like that hits the theme and the time period. But obviously, it's a whiskey.
Fellas drank whiskey back then. Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Like I've never even seen this show, but I know like of the show, and like I can't picture any of the people that I like. The guys from that show drinking Cosmopolitan.
There are people other than guys in that show.
Okay, but
I would have.
Okay, I guess it doesn't say consumed, but I guess I assumed.
Yeah.
Main characters and I guess that's what that was.
I think Manhattan. I would go Manhattan.
All right. We've got some guesses on this one. That was pretty cool. Two River says, I would have guessed Jim Beam.
Which one are you referring to? Are you like talking about the, whatever that last question was? I forget.
Yeah, the Animal House one.
Animal House, yeah. It's whatever the prop department grabbed as a bottle.
Two River says, new to the live stream, but have been watching. Well, thank you very much. Thanks you for checking out the channel and giving us views because it all helps. Gordon Murphy says we have the Animal House bar in our town. Would have guessed Jim Beam. So we've got some guesses here. Peter White. I think we've had Peter White in the chat before, haven't we?
Struggling so hard not to make fun of his name.
It says Old Fashioned.
Old Fashioned is my favorite drink, and I didn't want to just go with the obvious. I think
Dr. Robert says Old Fashioned. Gordon Murphy says Manhattan. That's what you guess.
I guess Manhattan, but I'm absolutely guessing because I've only watched one episode.
Two Rivers says Manhattan. Mike Meyer says Manhattan. Okay, so we've got 3 Manhattans and 3 Old Fashions. Somebody's got to throw a tiebreaker in here.
Well, you haven't guessed.
I guessed internally, and I did guess right. I will tell you that. But if I'm not going to throw it out there publicly.
Okay.
So somebody come up with I will say it is either an Old Fashioned or a Manhattan. It's one of those two.
Okay.
So we've got 3 guesses for Manhattan and 3 for Old Fashioned. So we need a tiebreaker here.
We need somebody else to step up, and there's probably a 20-second delay. So we're going to sit here until somebody.
Well, we're going to do whatever that experiment is that you were talking about.
Can you grab a whiskey that you're okay with drinking?
I'm okay with drinking any whiskey.
Statesman, since if you're okay with pouring, do a little pour of that. I want you to do a pour into this glass and that glass.
Okay. Is this a fresh glass?
It is fresh.
Okay.
I've only drank out of it
Well,
twice.
then, you know what? Let's get real scientific here. I'll get a fresh.
Because I think the nose, although I was doing fairly large pours, if I'm honest.
Make sure. Okay. Gordon Murphy says 2 Manhattans.
Well played. Someone needs to say several Manhattans.
Right. Yeah, you should. We're working on that one. Gordon Murphy, it was so funny. You could have gone a few Manhattans or several. R Dub says old fashioned. That is the tiebreaker, and that is the correct answer. It is an old fashioned.
Well, we're tied again. It's 4-4.
What? Well, he had already guessed Manhattan. So, okay. Before you ask me a question, so you want me to pour into the mini Glen?
But don't fill it too much. Keep it like at the belt line. And then I want you to compare the nose and then obviously the flavor. Just see what it's like drinking out of the smaller.
Okay. I'm going to pour too much here.
I think you're going to discover you really like the little one.
Now would be a good time for 99 Perspectives to join the chat. All right, so we're going to do a little test here. Why don't you ask me the question while I'm...
What brand did Owen Wilson's character order for the table in The Internship?
I know it.
I have no idea what that is.
Don't even read the questions. I'm going to... Hold it here.
Well, I have to give it to the audience.
But just to show you what a baller I am, I'm just going to point because it's off screen.
Okay. Okay.
Right here, Greg.
I know where you're going with that. That's fine. So here are the choices. JTS Brown.
Oh, again with the JTS Brown.
Yeah, it's popular on the pop culture front. Pappy Van Winkle, Old Forester, or the Blanton.
Blanton's?
Colonel Blanton.
Weird. This actually does smell slightly different.
Yeah.
Do you want to try this?
Do
you want a Glen?
Well, no, I'm fine with these, but...
No, I mean, do you want to try the same bourbon out of the 2 different glasses?
So I've already done this, but it was a different
whiskey.
whiskey.
Have? Okay. Yeah. This one is almost like coming across more alcohol forward.
Well, yeah,
it's a little more stingy and like... Whereas the regular size Glen, there's much more flavor. Like the actual flavor of the whiskey. They say that the Glencairn is supposed to like kind of the way it's shaped kind of help the alcohol vapors burn off.
Sounds like
some people actually even pour it and then will like blow into it to blow the alcohol vapors out.
That's crazy. But
let's see if that works.
We've done a rocks glass, a little plastic like tasting glass, and a Glencairn. I think we actually get different flavors with different glasses.
Wow, that actually... Okay, so after you pour this, you got to try this. Okay. All right, let's see. I'm Googling. Let's see. Without Googling, I'm going Blanton's. R Dub says Pappy. 2 Rivers says Pappy. Dr. Roberts says Blanton's. We've got 3 Pappies and 2 Blantons.
We'll give this like just another really good bourbon hunting experience.
So do the nose thing between the 2 of them.
Well, I just poured them. This is much richer.
Yeah, it's almost more like just alcohol vapors out of the little one.
Yeah.
So now take this one. Now smell it. Now blow into it. Do that trick where they supposedly blow the alcohol vapors out. Now smell it.
Apple.
Is that just me like looking for results, or did that actually make a difference? I feel like it did.
It. If you remove the aroma, you don't get the aroma. Science, all right, baby.
The answer is Pappy Van Winkle.
Well, what did you point at? Because you don't have any Pappies.
Well, the Rip Van Winkle. That's close enough. I was pointing. You didn't look over. That's why I covered the Rip and I pointed to the Van Winkle.
Oh, okay.
That's what I did. All right, let's do a couple more of these.
Let's jump to a different category.
Okay.
Unless you really like pop culture.
No, I meant to. I didn't know that you had to shuffle these, so I'll just cut the deck here. This is history and lore.
History and lore.
All right, so
what's
serious
lore?
On this one.
Lore is a
folklore.
No, right? But no, lore is a character name.
Oh wow, the Blanton's label is as old as I am. Is that were you doing some Googling? Okay, wait, I gotta taste these.
I'm seriously getting like apple.
Like ask you the question first.
This is like Scotch forward apple cinnamon.
In the 1860s, the U.S. government hired gaugers to measure barrel volumes. How were the volumes measured? Knocking, rocking, weighing, or peepholes? I've never heard this information before, so for me, this would be a total guess. I haven't looked at the answer.
Knocking, rocking, peepholes, and what was the other one?
Weighing. Which seems like
Weighing would certainly be like the most scientific and accurate. I bet they went with knocking.
all right.
So they're tapping on it and they can like tell how full the barrels are.
Okay.
I think they're knocking on the barrels.
Okay.
Knock,
I'm going to
knock,
repeat this so
knocking.
you guys can chime in. In the 1860s, the U.S. government hired gaugers to measure barrel volumes. How were the volumes measured? Knocking, rocking, weighing, or peepholes? Well, you guys guess. I think we're forcing them to do trivia.
Yeah.
Damn, now I'm getting apple on this too.
Apple. Like, get your apple out of my whiskey.
And you know, to be honest, that's not a flavor I ever really get. I know that's a fairly common one. I wasn't sure if Blanton's was even a thing during the internship. It wasn't that long ago, was it?
I honestly don't know what the internship was.
It was Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson. It's a pretty good movie. Just a comedy, like.
Wolfie, I think I'm with you. It seemed like knocking is the easiest and quickest.
Steven.
Weighing would certainly be
Josh
the most
says
accurate,
weighing.
but I don't think that that's...
Wolfie says knocking.
In the 1860s, people were lazy.
Rocking to be different. Okay, so Two Rivers is going rocking. Hold on a second. Check something real quick. So you're going to say weighing is your final answer.
No, I'm saying knocking.
Or I'm sorry, knocking. Knocking is your final answer.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to let a couple more come in.
This question brought to you by Axl Rose.
If that's a reference to knocking on heaven's door,
Well, I could have gone with Bob Dylan.
Okay, you know, this is Minnesota, right? You know,
Bob Dylan actually lives like 412,000 feet away, just so you know.
He didn't live there all the time, but he's got a house in the
He
next
has
town over.
Yeah, a couple of towns over.
No, it's just the one town over.
Really? Well,
Yeah. This is the second time. Oh, so by the way, if you end up watching our Weller flight in tomorrow's video, at some point he said the keyword that ignites his
watch.
Apple Watch, and she started talking, and then I said, "Did you do your hey, you know what thing?" And then the Google thing started talking, and then the Google thing said something that the Siri thing answered back to. So then they started talking. Today, I was in my vehicle listening to yesterday's video so I could timestamp where I had to put cuts in. And as soon as that came on,
Alexa,
no, it wasn't her.
turn your engine off, and you crashed and died.
Now she's yapping. No, but when I was listening to our video from last night, then it activated the Google thing in my car today. And so now that thing was listening to the video. It was a whole cluster, you know what. Okay, so we've got Steven Johns. Are you new to the chat? I think we're getting like some new people here.
That's awesome.
Says weighing. Wolfie says knocking.
Knock,
Two Rivers
knock,
says
knock.
rocking to be different. Mike Myers says knocking. Wolfie says yup. Gordon Murphy says, look at them knockers. Okay, I'm assuming that means knocking. I'm
Well
with you
played.
on that one.
You know, see, when I
prefer GNR to Dylan's version. I'll see myself out.
totally with you there.
Hey, you know what? Music is music, and what
So
you like, you
who
like.
said that? All right, so Gordon Murphy.
No, let me look at them knockers. Mike Myers said I prefer the GNR.
No, but when Gordon Murphy, when I said if anybody doesn't say that 38 is more than a handful, that's.
Oh, is that the reference to like Weird Science?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, anything over something is anything over a handful is a waste.
Yeah.
But I don't think they reference number 38.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, anyway, I'm going for the answer
That
here.
was Val Kilmer, you know.
What?
Wasn't Val Kilmer in Weird Science?
No.
He wasn't?
Which character do you think he was in Weird Science?
The guy. Well, wasn't I?
The answer is weighing, so it was the obvious answer.
Wait, oh, I'm surprised.
All right. Val Kilmer he was not in Weird Science. To the best of mine, I don't remember him being in there anywhere.
Huh,
He wasn't the Robert Downey Jr. and then the other guy. I can't remember who the other guy was. And then
No, I'm not. Okay, Weird Science, not Spies Like Us.
no. What the? Yeah, weird science, not Titanic. What does one have to do?
History and lore.
Okay, hit me with some.
Prohibition ended in 1933. By 1937, how many Kentucky companies were competing to get their bourbons to market?
Ooh.
So,
Val Kilmer's in Real Genius.
thank
There we
you so
go.
much. The internet
Thank you,
knows everything.
R-Dub.
See, I knew it was one of those, but yeah.
Oh, Two Rivers also says no Real Genius.
Yeah, I apologize. I got the wrong one.
So not Spies Like Us,
Not Spies Like Us.
which has everything to do with what we were talking about.
Exactly.
Anyway, go ahead with it.
Okay. 1933, Prohibition ended. By 1937, how many Kentucky bourbon companies were there? Choices are 67, 129, 311, or 530.
I'm inclined to just go with the biggest number because I would imagine it was just a flip. But man, 500 and some, that's a lot. Even for back then. I mean, especially for back then. That's
1937.
Yeah. Can you read the
Not even close.
things again?
The
No, that
numbers?
wasn't my guess. Can you read me the multi? And for the viewers,
Oh, choices are by 1937, how many bourbon companies were there in Kentucky? In Kentucky. You know, bourbon can actually come from places outside of Kentucky.
sure, it sure can.
But not outside the United States. 67, 129, 311, or 530.
I'm gonna guess 311, and it's a
really good
complete
guess.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
This is not based on any knowledge. Mike Meyer says Val Kilmer was a Real Genius.
Yeah.
Dr. Robert says 311. I'm with you on that.
Yep, that's a really good guess.
We'll
it's
give
too many.
you guys 67. Was that one of the?
It was choice.
okay.
That was choice A by Stephen Johns.
It looks like it says Johns, but it's actually JOHSZ. Jaws.
Jaws.
Wolfie says 129. Gordon Murphy says 129. So this maybe not be as delayed as we think it is. Maybe it's just a little more delayed at the beginning because these are popping up pretty quick now.
I think so. Or maybe we talked really fast in the past. But the answer is 530.
Really?
Limited advertising budget and World War II production restrictions quickly led to the industrial consolidation. So it went crazy. Then World War II came a few years later, and it brought it back down. They started making alcohol for the war, and then a whole bunch of companies got decimated.
I wonder if it's just like back then, maybe like some guy in his garage could have been a bourbon company. So
in
maybe
his
that's why
garage.
Yeah.
In a shack in the woods.
Yeah, up in the mountains. All right, let's do one more question each.
Okay.
And then, because we're approaching an hour here, and that's usually about how
that's our
long our live streams run. So
one bourbon
let's
number 5.
let's see if there's another category in here. History and lore, pop culture. I think that's all that's in this stack. So let's stick with the history and lore. Okay. I'm covering up the answer here so I can guess these two. Oh. Until 2008,
wow,
the Barton Distillery was known as what? Hey, stay away from the bottles.
Just for reference.
A, Bart's Distillery, B, Tom Moore Distillery, C, Angel's Envy Distillery, and D, Castle and Key Distillery. I think you and I are on the same page here. Let's not say anything. Let's let the internet guess.
Okay. So go ahead and read it again for our viewers at home.
Everybody's saying, wow, that is a huge number. They counted every still in the mountains. That's what I'm guessing.
I totally agree with the count every still in the mountains reference.
In his Model T shed. Yeah. Okay, so let's read this one again. Mm-hmm. Until 2008, the Barton Distillery was known as what? A, Bart's Distillery, B, Tom Moore Distillery, C, Angel's Envy Distillery, or D, Castle and Key Distillery.
I think Castle and Key is brand new, well, a couple years old, but
yeah, it's not very old. All right, we've got one vote for the Tom Moore Distillery. Well, it just says more, but it's with 2 R's, or 2 O's. So I'm not there. I'm assuming he's not just saying more.
I think
more of this great content that you're giving,
or bourbon maybe.
Yeah, more bourbon. Wolfie says Tom Moore. Dr. Robert says guessing Castle and Key. Gordon Murphy says more. So we've got most people going for Moore, Tom Moore Distillery.
So we do know, just as an anecdotal evidence, there's another whiskey that you can buy
That we've reviewed.
Thomas S. Moore, and they're wine cask finished, but the whiskey itself comes from Barton Distillery. So I think there's some association with Thomas S. Moore and Barton. So that's my guess, but I truly have no definitive answer on this.
Well,
issue.
I think you've let the cat out of the bag. Yes, it was Tom Moore.
That would be.
Castle and Key wasn't. They brought back. Was that so? Castle and Key. That's
It's fairly new, and there was a lady who was
Mary Ann Eves.
Yeah.
Was the first. Yeah, she started, then she left the company. So their actual their juice from a few years ago is just coming out.
Mhm.
There's actually the first time I learned about that was in a documentary on Hulu called Neat: The Story of Bourbon.
Totally, yeah, that's where I saw it too.
So if you guys, I don't know, I'm assuming you're all bourbon enthusiasts. Put in the comments, have you seen the documentary Neat: The Story of Bourbon on Hulu? If you haven't,
totally
end this
watching.
live stream as soon as we do and go watch it immediately. It's absolutely outstanding.
It's
You're gonna love
entertaining, educational,
yeah.
and you can drink along with the show.
It's one of those things where it's like the way that they describe bourbon and how it's made and what its purpose is and the way they
got
show it.
Freddie Jack, is that the one with Freddie Johnson?
Yep,
from Buffalo Trace.
It's one of those things you don't even have to be into bourbon to watch this and really appreciate wow, what an
the craft
amazing
and the quality spirit.
It's incredible. So all right, let's do another one of these and then let's get signed off here.
Sad question here.
Okay.
What year did Prohibition begin?
Son of a bitch.
Choices are 1920, 1933, 1930, 1923. I will tell you, in the last question that I read, Prohibition ended in 1933.
Yep.
And certain things only happen every 10 years. So if you can do the math, I'm guessing.
No, I think I know it, because if it wasn't for the last question, I would have struggled with this, but I'm going to guess the answer is 1920, because I believe wasn't Prohibition for 13 years?
Say that again?
I'm guessing 1920, and don't say the answer because they're guessing.
I was totally wrong with my guess, by the way.
I thought that Prohibition lasted 13 years. And so
that's so weird.
Seeing as how the last question, and now, so that's why I said if it wasn't for the previous question, it would all be just a blind guess. I mean, I generally knew it was in that area, but I wouldn't have known.
I thought it was 10 years. And so that's why I thought 1923 to 1933.
Was 1923 even a...
Yeah,
it is an option.
That was an option.
So that would be your guess.
That would have been my guess, and I was wrong.
See, I told you, we're letting them guess. So now you know it's not 1923.
But we also know it is 13 years and ending in 1933.
How do we know it's 13 years?
That other question.
The other question didn't say it was 13 years.
It said it ended in 33. By 37, there were 530 distilleries. So we know Prohibition ended in 1933.
Yeah. But we haven't had anything tonight that tells us that it was 13 years, except for me saying that I think it was 13 years. Oh. I think you've given away the answer.
Well, yeah.
So it's 1920.
See,
Greg would make a horrible game show. So when we actually have people on here, can I be in charge of the cards?
Can I be in charge of the cards?
Hey, by the way, do you remember our bet last night, our throwing the challenge flag in the video?
I don't remember. I remember having that conversation, but I don't know why.
It was because you thought that I didn't say that the whiskey smelled like fried pastry, and I said it did.
Yeah,
that was fun editing that today because I had to go back and find it and then put the clips of.
You had to invent the word fried and squeeze it in there.
I had to
because it wasn't
add
there.
It to the thing.
Yeah.
1920.
Yeah, it was.
So we had some 1920 guesses.
Yeah, 1920.
Dr. Robert.
Yeah. Let's
see. Great documentary. It started my bourbon journey. That's awesome. I feel like if you watch that documentary, you're gonna, especially if you're already passionate about bourbon, like we obviously are, and most people in the chat probably are. It's fantastic. It's just great.
I'm curious.
But thanks for giving me something to check out. Yes, absolutely. It's a must watch, and it's only like an hour long. It's great.
Is anybody here a fan of the documentary that's like 8 or 12 hours long called Prohibition by that guy? Why I can't think of his name.
Ken Burns.
Ken Burns.
Oh, that was just a guess.
Ken Burns.
Got some a lot of people guess 1920.
Several really long
1923.
documentaries, and he does a lot of like still imagery with like voiceover.
So several meaning like how many approximately?
3 to 7.
Between 1 and 72.
Yeah, exactly. But the Ken Burns documentaries are awesome. Usually on like PBS or History Channel or so. I don't know where you'd find them anymore. But the Prohibition ones are actually really, really good. Doom? Or
No.
Damn.
He's absolutely right. No, Wolfie was saying that for the thing. But then Gordon Murphy says Old Forester 1920 is the Prohibition batch. Duh. It's like, no shit. How did we not put that together?
I had that thought, and
that didn't even cross my mind.
Well, I was confused because I knew it ended in 33 because that other card, and I thought it was 10 years, not 13.
Okay.
That's why
Mike Meyer says it was 13 years. Yeah. Gordon Murphy with the
obvious
wins the chat tonight. The
yeah.
Old Forester 1920 Prohibition
Good
batch.
call.
Although I don't have one on the shelf right now. I've got the Statesman in the 1910. So
loser.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's wrap this up. Thank you guys very, very much for joining the chat as always. Please check out the video tomorrow. It's the Weller flight. It will be available as soon as Greg gets home, provided he remembers to post it. I'll send him a text.
Yep.
And if you want to see our videos early, and if you want to see some kind of like random videos that we put up that we don't put publicly, like my last vacation, I put some bourbon hunting on there, and I trashed Texas whiskey on a cruise ship for a little while. Stuff like that, random stuff.
I discovered I have another Texas whiskey we need to review soon.
What is it?
Yellow something? Yellow Ribbon or Yellow
Rose?
Rose.
I had that once a long time ago, a couple years ago, when I was just realizing that bourbon was my jam as opposed to other whiskeys. And I remember really liking it. I almost bought a bottle of it a while ago, and then I saw that it was from Texas, and I was like, nope. I'm actually I had it in my hand. I was gonna buy it because I was like, man, I remember really liking this. It's 100% corn mash bill.
Totally agree.
Let's see. Fun. Gremlins still not a How can you possibly say Gremlins isn't a Christmas movie? The whole movie is around Christmas. The Gremlin is a Christmas gift.
It's
like the
whole horror movie that
takes place
is
in
periphery.
Christmas.
Like it's just
there's Christmas music in the movie.
Well, yeah.
It all takes place as a Christmas gift.
But it's the same story if it were the 4th of July.
It's complete. But it's not. Die Hard would be the same movie if it takes place on the 4th of July, and everybody agrees that's a Christmas movie.
Not everybody. Steven doesn't.
Steve, okay, we got to stay for another minute here. Cheers, guys. Happy New Year, everybody.
So,
yeah, you too, Mike Meyer.
So go back to Steven's comment, or one of them. Hit the little star. I'm curious what happens when we can favorite a chat.
What does that do?
And then, so do another one. Do they stick around?
I don't know.
I'm curious if we can have more than one. No, only one at a time, but we can have favorite chats.
So Gordon Murphy says, cheers, Happy New Year's, fellows. Have a few more for me, I'm guessing, because the next one is me. Okay. Yes, Happy New Year to all of you.
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, anyway, if you want to check out the Patreon, it's like $3 a month on the lowest tier, I think, right?
Something like that.
So yeah, check it out. There's some cool stuff there. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. No, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And Gremlins isn't. What possible science are you using to come up with this?
Weird science.
Like Gremlins is even more entangled in Christmas than Die Hard is. And I fully agree, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. All right. Stephen Jaws, I'm assuming I'm pronouncing your name right.
Can we just call him Bruce?
I'm going to call him wrong on the Gremlins thing.
No, that's the name of the shark.
Oh, yeah, and Finding Nemo. God, sometimes it's like just following like a dog running around a room like, but I've gotten so used to this that I'm able to pick up on most of your, like, when you're completely off on another thing here. Die Hard is a Bruce Willis movie. Yeah, you know what? Something we can all agree on. And I think on that note, we're going to cancel this broadcast out next Wednesday. I'm sure we can probably do another live stream, but check out the Weller video tomorrow. That'll be available at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, thanks for playing along. Stalag 17 is more of a Christmas movie than Gremlins. I have not seen that, so I'm not going to argue with you on that.
I don't know.
But now I'm going to look it up and check it out. So, yeah, join us for the next one next week, hopefully. Maybe we'll get some other channels on to do some trivia.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, and if not, maybe we'll see if some other channels are doing a New Year's live stream or something.
Yeah,
Hop on there.
I'm around.
But have a happy and safe New Year's, everybody. And yeah, cheers.
Till next time. See you next time.